Kate, can you hear me? Kate, are you there? Kate,
Hello?
hello. Your voice is not.
Can you hear me?
No, it's not clear. It's dull. It's broken. Something wrong with your mic.
Hello?
Yeah, your voice is not clear.
Can you hear me?
Not clearly.
Oh, you can hear me?
I cannot hear you properly.
Oh,
Your voice is like a robot.
hello?
Yeah, your voice is not clear. Still, your voice is not.
Hello?
I can hear you, hello, but it's not clear.
Hello, Manny?
Try to log in again. Let me. Yeah, so is it working or no? Okay, we'll start. It's too late now, otherwise. I'll start recording started. So let's go to the file. So I am trying to do now the Google login part. So whenever user clicks this Google login button, so hello, hello, Kate.
Hello?
Your voice is not
Yes.
good. Still not good. Okay, just you listen.
How about now?
Not good. Just listen. Don't speak. If you want to talk, just chat. Okay. You are able to hear me, right? Okay. So just listen and don't talk for some time. So this is our navigation.js which we built yesterday. This is the food donation, and when clicking the Google login, I should be able to log in to the Google, and when I click sign out, I should be able to sign out. So I will create two functions. I will create two functions. One will be called as Google login here in the navigation, and another function I will create is sign out. So when user clicks the Google login, I should be inside this function, and when Google user click the sign out, I should be inside this block. So let me test it whether I am going to this particular block or not. So I will say console.log. You have clicked sign out, and when I click the Google login, you have clicked Google login. First, we will do this part, and I want to call these two functions. When user click Google login, I should call the Google login function. When user click sign out, I should call the sign out function. So we will attach this function with this click. So how to attach this function with the click? You have to see this. I will say on click. That means on clicking this link, I will start with the curly bracket, end with the curly bracket, and then I will call this function called as Google login. So how to call this function? I have to say this dot Google login dot bind in the bracket this. So this is way to call the function. We cannot call only Google login. We have to call in this particular way. And what is the way? This dot Google login dot bind this. Similarly, when I click the sign out, I will say on click equal to curly bracket this dot sign out, that is this function, sign out dot bind in the bracket this. So this is not the normal JavaScript. We have to call this function. In normal JavaScript, we directly call the name of the function, that is Google login. But this is the class. So we cannot call directly this function. We have to say this dot function name. Similarly, we have to say this dot function name. And I have to use this bind statement whenever I am writing something inside this render part, inside this tag, inside this HTML code. I have to use dot bind to use the function. So I cannot say only google.login and bracket. I cannot do this. This is wrong. This will not work. I have to use bind. So bind will really attach this part with this function. And here I want to pass, the event. I want to pass the event. I can say E also or event. And here also I want to pass the E. And here I have to say E dot prevent default. Why I am putting this one? The reason is because this is the URL. When user will click this URL, it will reload the page. And I don't want it to reload the page. I don't want this to reload the page. So to avoid the default functionality of the A tag, I put this e.prevent default. That means don't do the default functioning of the A tag. If I don't put this one, it will use the A tag and it will refresh the page. But when I put e.prevent default with this statement, I prevent the page to reload. I prevent the page to refresh when user clicks this Google login. So now we will see whether I am able to go to this Google login or not. So I will go to this React app and I will open the console.log and I will click the user Google login. Once I say Google login, I am here in the console.log. You have clicked the Google login. If I click the sign out, I am able to go to this console.log. Though real functionality is not there yet, but at least I am able to go to inside the function because I am able to see the log. Now the next step is we need to add the Google login functionality and we have to add the sign out functionality. So before I jump to that part, you just put this function and which I will give you in the chat, and also put this on click for the Google login. I'm giving in the chat, and also put on click of the sign out. I'm giving in the chat, and let me know you are able to see in the console.log or not. So no error should come here and you should be able to see it, this one. So when you click Google login, you should be able to see you have clicked Google login. When you click sign out, you should be able to see you have clicked the sign out. We'll do that and then we'll proceed.
All right, we are recording. So, welcome to installment number 4 of the Exam Focus System. As always, I am Professor Lee. We'll just go with the rest of the folks that are signed up. Katya, I just
The function?
Yeah. You want to see this function?
It's before render.
Before render. Yeah, render is a function. We created two functions before render.
Before render, yes.
I've got it typed, but I'm just waiting for npm to. Oh my God! What did I do? Got npm start. I typed npm install.
Is it done?
Testing.
Testing? Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to test. It's still loading my
Okay.
starting. It's starting now. Come on, come on, come on. I need to buy a faster machine for sure. Come on. Loading, loading, loading.
Can I see the code again?
Oh, that's weird.
What happened?
My clicked sign out works, but my other one didn't render right. Let's see.
Okay.
Yeah, mine is good.
Clicked sign out. Let's see. Okay, I see why. It. Just wait for it to reload. Yep, I'm good.
Okay. So now what we will do, we'll go ahead and we will make a real implementation of the Google login. So we need to use the Firebase So I will be importing the Firebase, and you remember yesterday we created the my firebase.js file. So from this we will be able to, I want this Firebase app in that one, and I also want Firebase database. So I will import these two things. So I will say import in the curly bracket Firebase app, comma Firebase. Uh, I will use database tomorrow. I can put it here also, but it will give warning if I'm not using it. So let's put it, but I will not use it today. Firebase database from, and from which file I want to get? I want to get it from one level back. So 2 dot / my firebase.js file. So this is the first line I will put in the nav.js. I'm calling this Firebase app because all the authentication will go through this Firebase. Now, second thing which I will do is here in the Google part, I will delete this console.log because I know it's working fine. So there is a few lines of the code given by the Firebase team, and you can go to their help file and get it, but I have already saved in my file, so I'm putting it here and I will give it to you. So this is the first line. I want to create the provider with the Google Auth provider, and then I need to call one function like this, and I have to end this function like this. So this is the starting of the function and this is the ending of the function. I will give you in the chat and you can get it from their help also, document also. But before I give you, I want to see what is coming here when user successfully logs in. So this is the place, this is the part which will do the Google authentication. And once it will do the Google authentication, it will show the result that who is logged in. So I want to see who is the logged in. So let's see on the page. Let's think Firebase is not defined. Let's see what is Firebase is not defined. So this Firebase is saying this Firebase is not defined. So to get this Firebase, I need to also call this import this part. So not only that part, I need to import this Firebase also, so that I should be able to use this Firebase. So now let me refresh again. So this Firebase database will give error because I'm not using it. It is a warning only, it's not the error. So it's fine. Now let me try to log in with the Google. So once I click Google login, it will go to the Google website and it will log me inside it. So I'll click my username, and then once I come back, I can see all the details which is coming from the Firebase. Somehow it is hanged. Let me refresh it and do it again. Let's do it again. Okay, so I'm getting the details. Somehow I'm not able to open it. Okay. It's fine, not a problem. So details is coming in the result. And if you see, I have the user part, credential part, additional user info, operation type. So I don't need all this other thing. I need only the user part. So let me do the console.log of the user, result.user. Let's see now what is coming inside it. So I will again log in through Google. Okay, so I got this. I don't know why it's not working. Let me see. Okay, somehow it is giving. Okay, now it's coming correctly. Somehow it was giving problem. So this is the whole user information is there, which I don't need all the information. I need only few of the information. Like I need this email part. I need the display part, display name. I need this UID part. And if I go into the provider details inside the zero number, I see the photo URL. I need this photo URL. And I need this provider ID google.com. I need this UID. So this UID is something which is the Firebase UID, and this UID is something which is the Google UID. So I need both the UID. So after I put these two lines of the code, I'm able to get the user information. Okay. So now what I will do, I will create one variable called as var obj is equal to an empty object, and in this object I will only put the information which I needed. So for example, if I need email, so I will put email here, because I don't need all the information. Here we get thousands of information. I don't need all the thousands of information. I need only few fields. So let's see which field we need. I need email. So I will say obj dot email is equal to, now where is that email? Email is inside the result. Inside the result, we have the user. Inside the user, we have the email. Next thing which I want is the display name. So I will say obj dot display name is equal to result dot user dot display name. Then I need photo URL. So I will say obj dot photo URL equal to result dot user dot photo URL. Then I need the UID. So I will say obj dot UID is equal to result dot user dot UID. Then I need the Google UID also. This is a Google UID. So I need this Google UID also. So to get the Google UID, I will name it as object dot profile UID to differentiate it with this UID, because this is the Firebase UID. This is the profile UID. It will be inside the result, inside the user. Inside user, we have provider data. So I'll say provider data. Then I'll say zero number. Inside zero number, I have the UID. So this is something we get a profile UID. I also need a provider ID. So I will copy the same thing, the previous line, and just I will rename it to profile ID. Profile ID is this one. And then I need, what else I need? Let's see. Yeah, that's it. That's it. And then I will console.log obj. And I will remove this console.log of result. So I am now only doing console.log of obj, so that I should get only the few little information. I don't need this chunk of information. Now if I try to log in, you will see this small data set, that is obj. I have display name, I have email, I have photo URL, I have profile UID, I have provider ID, I have the UID. So this is the only information I need for now. I don't need any other extra information. So this is what I'm getting it. So that's it for now about this page. I put obj. So before I make this sign out part, you try to make this Google part and see if you're able to get this one. So what are the steps you will do? First, you will put this import statement in the top. I will giving you in the chat. Just add these lines in the nav.js. Just add this one. That's it. And then I will give you the other line. So now, after you are done with this step, put this provider line after the prevent default line. You put this line, provider, new firebase.google or provider. Then put these few lines of the code below it. and that's it. Then check it, test it.
Failed to compile. I don't see no errors. What's going on? That's right. That's right. Firebase.js does not have a corresponding path on the disk. My firebase.js.
What happened? Any problem?
Yeah, I got it. It failed to compile. I'm just trying to troubleshoot it here. It says
Okay. Let
the
me-
my firebase.js does not match the corresponding path on disk.
Maybe, okay, maybe you have small letter or big letter. You have to check the exact string, because this is the what I saved of my Firebase.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Let's see.
Just give me the presenter role. Let me take the presenter role. Let me see.
I got it. I found it.
You found it? Okay.
I'm gonna change that and resave and see if that works. No error. Got to pop up. And log in. And I got the object. Yep, all's good.
Okay. So with the help of the Firebase, we are able to easily create the Google login kind of thing. Now we will do the sign out. Kate, are you done? Okay, Kate is done. So
Yeah.
now we will do the sign out part. So to sign out is very simple, more simpler than the login. So we have to just say Firebase app dot auth dot sign out dot then, and inside then I will say function, and I will take a empty curly bracket for now, and that's it. If sign out is done. So if I will give you in the chat, this is how you have to put in the sign out. Now I will test the sign out part. So once sign out is there, I will try to see console.log. Done. Maybe done. I will put done. Now I will paste the sign out part. So I will say sign out. So it's saying done. You won't be able to realize if it is really signed out or not. The next step, which I will tell you, Based on that step, you will be able to know that whether it's really signed out or not. Right now, just you to make it signed out, but you won't be able to understand it properly here because of some limitations. I will create one function, then you will realize that, oh yeah, it is really signed out. So right now you won't be able to really judge whether it's really signed out or not. You have to assume that it's signed out. So I give you the code, just add the sign out, and you won't be able to test it properly, the sign out. I will do another step and then you will be able to understand whether user is logged in or not. Is it done? Sign out done? Have you added the code? Just add this code. I gave you in the chat.
Yes, done.
Okay. Now this nav.js is done. Let's open index.js. So whenever user is logged in, whenever user is clicking the login button, Google login, then it goes to the Google server and comes back from the Google server, and we see the object and we assume that user is logged in. But when the page refreshes, at that time, the this firebase triggers something so that we should know whether user is logged in or not. So I will be writing one function which will tell me whether user is logged in or not when I refresh the page. So I will just first import the same 2 lines of the code from the top. I will import these 2 lines of the code inside my index.js. We open the index.js and I write 2 lines of the code. And here I will write one line of the code, few lines of the code, which will tell me whether user is logged in or not. I will say firebase app dot auth dot on auth state changed, and I'll put the round bracket. Inside the round bracket I will say so inside the round bracket I will create one arrow function. Arrow function is like a round bracket, arrow and curly bracket. Okay, let's make this here. Okay, so this is my arrow function here, and in this arrow function I will get one parameter called as user, and I will see what user is coming. I will do console.log of user, and maybe I can say user is user. So I will refresh the page now and I will see what is coming inside the user. So let me refresh the page. Okay, something is wrong. Okay, here instead of 2 dot, I will put 1 dot because that one was inside the component folder. This is outside the component folder. It's saying some another error. Firebase app.auth dot on state changed. Okay, there is some another error on auth state change. Let me check the spelling. Firebase app, this is correct. Dot auth, this is correct. On auth state changed, it's a D, changed. Okay, so what you are seeing, user is null. Are you able to see user is null? That means the user is logged out state. Now if I click the login, Google login, and I click my name, then I am able to see in the user, I am able to see some information. Now if I refresh the page, I'm able to get the user information. Some information is coming here. Since some information is coming here, that means I am logged in stage. So that means I am logged in. If user is there, I am logged in. So what I will write it here, I will say if user is there, that means if user is coming, I will say console.log user is logged in. And if user is not there, so I will put else statement and I will say console.log user is logged out. So we have to log in once, and then even if I refresh the page, I am in the logged in stage. So now if I refresh the page, since I have logged in, so I am in logged in stage and I am able to see user is logged in. And if I click sign out, and if I refresh the page now, then it will say user is null and user is logged out. So we have to say user, we have to log in once only, and then even if we refresh the page, we are logged in stage. So again, I will log in through Google, and then I will be able to see the user information here. So I'm able to see user information here. And now what I will do, I will create this object again inside my index logged in stage. So I will say object equal to empty object. Email will, now we are getting directly the user part. So we don't need the result part. So I will delete the result part here. I will delete the result part here. I will delete the user part here. Result part. I will delete the result part here. I will delete the result part. We are getting user directly here. So I deleted the result part, and now I will do console.log of object 2. I will name it as object 2 so that I can differentiate it with the previous object and this object. Now since I refresh the page, I am able to get this object 1 with I will refresh again because it was old one. So I'm getting object 2 with my all information: display name, email, photo URL, profile UID, provider UID, which is same when I click the login part. So now I will log in only once, and then even if I refresh the page, I'm getting the information of the user. So this function is really helpful to let us know whether user is logged in or not on the page refresh. So you have to add these 2 lines of the code first in the index.js. And after you have added these 2 lines of code, you have to add this firebase part in the index.js. This all should go before this render part. Add this and then we will test this part. Add this and you test it in your browser. I have already tested it. So once you're done with this part, this is for all today. Tomorrow we will continue with this one.